And what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 105 of Uncensored Minds. We are so happy to see everyone in the chat, all of our members, all of our faves. What's up, Angelia? What's up, Diana? Everybody, Jennifer, Rhonda, our girl, she was number one first here. Renee, what's up? Um, I hope I caught everybody. Loretta, hey everybody. Thank you guys for waiting for us and just loving up on us. We appreciate you so much, so much. Sorry, Angelia, we was a little bit late, had a little wardrobe malfunctions, but we're here. We're ready to go. We're ready to give you a great show tonight. So I hope everyone's tuned in. Make sure locked in. Make sure to like and share the video and get ready for episode 105 Uncensored Minds. Let's go.
What's up?
What's up?
Fortunately,
Nutty Nell.
it's just the two of us tonight for right now. Um, Typically, you see three of us, and we normally have Katie open the show. Um, but we got a special announcement, and it pains my heart to say this, but KD took some time away from the show. Um, to focus on her. Um, get some things in order, and you know, be KD. So as we are now, it's the three of us. Is the T, Nell, and Aisha. Still Uncensored Minds. But we're going to keep rocking and rolling.
Yes. Shout outs to KD. We hope you get some much needed rest, mental rest, recuperation, rejuvenation, invigoration. Girlfriend, get it. But we send you love and light, KD. What's up now? I
I'm
see.
just, I'm chilling. I'm having a good time. I'm having a good day. Whenever we make moves or transition to new things, you just always go into things with a positive outlook, a positive, fresh mind.
Yes.
That's what we're doing. You know what I mean? Chugging along. You know, there's always still love, regardless of whatever the situation is. We support our people regardless of whatever they got going on or whatever they decide. So that's what's going on with me. How was your week?
It was pretty good. It was,
Pretty good.
man, listen, sometimes it gets a little hectic, but we keep, like you said, chugging along. That's all we can do, right? How was yours? Yours was good?
But my week,
Your week? Your weekend?
I can't even complain. Complaining it don't get us nowhere. It puts us in a mental rut. I'm still alive. I'm still here. I'm still kicking. So I'm grateful. Um, I know some parts of the United States got some snow. I'm glad here in Philadelphia we're getting in the 70s.
Right.
That was great because it's been an amazing week weather-wise. Had some rain
Mhm.
here and there, from the remnants of that hurricane that hit Florida and rest. Shout out to everybody that was in the path. Hopefully everybody is well, everybody is safe, no one lost any lives or property, anything like that. But other than that, it's been cooling.
It's been cool. How about your weekend? Did you do anything good? Did you
Um,
see
yeah,
movies?
yeah. Watch football. Watch football. I was able to chill today. Get some much needed rest. Take some much needed nail time. Um, so that's what it is. Thank you, Jen. Love the shirt. Thank you. Thank you.
So you watched all the games. You started at 9:30 a.m.
Yeah,
in the Germany
yeah,
game.
I start as soon as I open my eyes. I wipe the coal out my eyes, brush these teeth. You know what I mean? And
Got right into it.
I'm already in football mode, especially on Sunday. So I look forward to Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays because from that moment on, I'm entrenched in for football, and then culminating me coming and getting ready for the show.
Nice. Good. That's what's up. How was everybody's weekend out there? I hope you guys had a good weekend. Let us know if y'all did anything good. Did anybody go to the movies?
So
Anybody
why
good?
you ask that? Let's get into the icebreaker question of the day because it has to do with that. It has to do with how do you spend your days.
Right.
Today being my day off. Some of y'all know I work 6 days a week. Sunday being my lone day off. I like to spend it by just doing absolutely nothing, and I call it absolutely nail time, doing whatever I want to do. It might be, I know my Sundays normally consist of me waking up again, as I said, in the morning, doing laundry, doing housework so I can get that out the way. I probably wake up around 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock at the latest. I get up, start washing clothes, clean the bathroom, clean the kitchen, um, do housework, be domesticated,
Mhm.
washing and folding clothes, taking out trash. That way, by 11 o'clock, I'm done and start to
Mhm.
be able to focus on football, getting me right up to the 1 o'clock game. After that, getting ready to go to therapy on Sundays to get my mental in order, and then we get ready for Uncensored Minds. What about you?
Yeah. So yeah, that's the same for me too. I'm off on the weekends when I can get some time in. Saturday is normally the errand days. That's the days that I, do my running around and get my things done for everyone and myself. But Sundays sounds pretty much like yours now, honestly. Just wake up, do laundry, do my hair if necessary, clean, nap, get some rest in there, catch up on any shows, watch TV, watch football, all that good stuff. So Sundays are my chill days. I kind of try to detach from the phone a little bit if I can, even if it's for a few hours. I give my mind some silence on that tip. Yeah, just pretty much kind of refresh and refill for the upcoming week and
And
get ready for the show.
so what about y'all in the comments? What do y'all do on your days off? What do y'all days off look like? What are your actual days off? And what do you like to do on your days off? Also, has anybody been to the movies um the past couple of days? We got a big blockbuster out there in the movies right now, Wakanda Forever. What's that? The prequel to, I mean, the sequel, not the prequel, the sequel to the original Black Panther. Has anybody went out and seen it yet? I heard it got great reviews. It's a 3 hour movie. I heard it's action packed. It's a tear jerker. It pulls at your heartstrings, and it also makes you want to come together and Wakanda forever. So, anybody see it yet?
I didn't see it yet. I definitely have to get on it, but I haven't seen it yet. I heard it's really, really good. Really good. Nell, can you hear me okay?
I can. You got a little static in there, but I can hear you. I can hear you perfectly.
Okay.
While you get that fixed, let's read Angela's comment. I'm not even gonna call it Angelina, but Angela's comment. Normally, my days off at times for me is to spend time with my family and friends. But this weekend, I actually stayed home, started my room, and today I've been in bed literally all day. Sounds like a real relaxing day. Sundays are great for those. Um, who else? Jen said work Saturdays, football Sundays. That sound like my day. Um, Cynthia said getting things together for my Vegas trip. She can't wait to see her bestie on Tuesdays. That's great. I mean, anytime we can get away on a vacation, especially Vegas, and we hanging out with some good people. I mean, that revigorates us and rejuvenates us for I mean, the upcoming weeks that we have back. Amongst that. So shout out to you, Cynthia. Safe travels. Have a great time. Um, can't wait to see all the pictures. I know you're gonna have a great time. Diana says, uh, actually, Tara says, I'm sorry, days off is mental self care and spending time with family. It's always important to spend time with family. As we now transition to the end of the year, we are in November. November and December typically are those months that we start to congregate as family and friends. Thanksgiving is in a week and a half. Then we got Christmas right then and thereafter, rolling right into the New Year. So hopefully everybody is spending time with their good people and having a good time, loving on each other, and enjoying those moments. Enjoying those moments. We're gonna get into a couple more comments out there. Helen said, "Watch movies all weekend." What are y'all watching? What are y'all watching? I know Netflix. I seen people saying they got Netflix. I seen people Amazon Prime. What are y'all out there watching? If y'all ain't going to the movies, if not watching football, what are y'all watching? Throw some stuff out there in the chat. I'd be more than happy. I want to check out some things, some new movies and stuff like that. And Renee said, "Work the whole weekend. It's no fun, no fun. But we gotta make the money. We gotta make the money." All right. So while we wait for each to get back, um again, shout outs to KD. always going to be a part of the Uncensored Mind family. She's just taking a rest right now, getting her mental together. Um, when the shit started comes on tonight, you already know we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna shed more on that topic. But thank y'all all for tuning in with us this evening, and let's get ready for a great show. Ish,
Yo, is
you
this
good?
better?
You
Is
better?
it better?
Is you straight?
I think. Is it a
You
little bit better?
you sounded perfectly clear to me. We like it. We love it.
All righty.
All right, so I asked the audience while you was gone, what are they watching? What's on TV? What's on your playlist or on your Fire Stick? What's going on? What you watching?
What am I watching? I am watching Manifest right now. Netflix came out with a season 4 of that, which I was really into. So I'm watching that.
Mm,
I'm watching The Surreal Life. I am watching, what else am I watching, Nell? I don't know. I watch so much stuff. It's just so much stuff to try to keep up on.
okay, absolutely.
What you watching?
Um, if it ain't sports, it ain't nothing. Unfortunately, just to answer, Jennifer had a question in the comment. Has anyone gone to see Till? I actually have seen Till. That's I like those type of movies. I like those type of educational movies, things that had to do with our culture, our history. I seen Till. It was an amazing movie to me. It shed a lot of light on what happened to Emmett Till, and what he had to go through, what his mother had to go through, going throughout that whole trial and that whole situation and scenario. And it just makes you think, um, what was that, in the 50s or 60s? If I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, if not before then. And we still going through those perils now in 2022, 23. So it just lets you know um, how far we've come, but still how stuck we are um,
Yeah.
in reality. So yes, Till is a definite go see. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever is definitely a go see. I employ everybody to go out there and check out those movies. Check out those movies. Before we go, some Helen said Hunter from Scratch and Lifetime is what's on her TV right now. I heard a lot of people saying from Scratch. Definitely got to check that out.
Yeah.
Um,
That was good. That was really
Janae
good.
said Reasonable Doubts is really a good one, and Diana said Christmas movies on Lifetime and Hallmark. We're starting to get into that season. We're starting to see
Hmm.
a lot of Christmas movies. So shout out to everybody out there for having a great weekend, watching some great movies and joining us here at Uncensored Minds. We appreciate y'all. This next topic that we're going to get into is a topic that we will spend weeks on, and it's going to go into segments, right? And it's called Financial Literacy with Nell. Right? We wanted to do something different here, not be the same old uncensored minds, not talk about the same old things, but give you a different variety, give you education along with being messy, give you something to think about and process, along with the laughs and the camaraderie that we share. This will be a 4 to 5 part series, just detailing a number of different things that affects us financially, and which will help us go into the next year with a fresh start, a renewed vigor when it comes to our finances, which is very important because, as we know, without our finances, we don't have nothing. So, what comes to mind, right? I want to ask this question. What comes to mind when we say the words financial literacy? And how do I become financial literate? Well, becoming financial literate involves learning and practicing a variety of skills related to budgeting, managing and paying off debts, and understanding credit and investment products. Basic steps to improve your personal finances includes creating a budget, keeping track of expenses, being diligent about timely payments, being prudent about saving money, periodically checking your credit report, and investing for your future. Right? Those things are very important. What are some popular personal budget rules? Right? Two common used personal budget methods are the 50-20-30 method and the 7-20-10 method. And you may say, no, what is that? What is that? All right. There are simplistic views of what makes them popular. The former entails dividing your after-tax take-home income pay into three areas: your needs, 50%, savings, 20%, and your wants, 30%. The latter, the 7-20-10 method rule, also follows a similar blueprint, recommending that your after-tax take-home income be divided into segments that cater to your expenses: 70% savings or reducing debt, 20% in investments, and charitable donations of 10%. Those are some ways that we can start to look at our popular budgeting rules, right? Ish, I got a question for you. So, hearing information like that, what's some areas that you want to focus on, and some areas that you also even have mastered?
So I think for me, discipline is a plays a really big role. Like I had to learn to become very disciplined in any aspect of that, in any aspect of financial business. Um, Whether it be, the discipline in saving, the discipline in not going overboard with, items that I don't necessarily need, or focusing attention on, different stocks that I might not necessarily need to play with at that point in time. It really took me a minute to gain some financial discipline. And now I feel like saving is my hardest right at this point in time, because I'm, like putting my finances in a different direction for either business purposes, or dabbling in some real estate or whatever the case may be. So I find it hard for me to save right now, and I would like to focus and hone in and getting back into the saving methods that are important, because if you don't have those in place, then it could get a little sticky. So
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we get sidetracked, and when we use certain words that are not delicious type of words, right? Those bland, that again type of word. We don't put you know our passions behind it. But what is financial literacy? A lot of people ask that, and a lot of people, they have their own interpretation of what that is. And based upon what their interpretation is, they follow those rules based upon what they think that they may know, right? For an example, what is financial literacy? Financial literacy is the ability to understand and effectively use various financial skills, including personal financial management, budgeting, and again, investments. The meaning of financial literacy is the foundation of your relationship with money, right? And it's the lifelong journey. It's a lifelong journey of learning. The earlier you start, the better off you will becoming at education, and it's the key to success when it comes to money. One, key aspects of financial literacy includes knowing how to create a budget, planning for retirement, managing debt, and tracking personal spending. I know y'all may say, Nell, what do you know about that? I know a lot about it, because just to give you a brief background of what and why I'm talking about this is I spent 20 years in the banking industry. I was a financial advisor, also a personal banker. Throughout my tenure as that in the banking industry, I learned a lot about how to manage money. I learned a lot about putting away for rainy days. I learned a lot for putting away for rainy days, along with rainy days, rainy days, rainy days, because rainy days nowadays seems to come a lot often, right? Also, when you need it, it's hard to get. When you don't need it, that's when it's offered to you at an abundance. So I would I would caution people: don't go out there searching for things when you need it, because it's harder to find, and you're putting yourself in a detriment to where you putting yourself into bad situation with paying something back because of high interest rates, or stretching yourself financially thin because you're up against the rope or up against time, and you just have to get it and you just make a bad financial decision. So a number of things have to play into that when financial literacy is involved, and understanding what that is. Key aspects of financial literacy include knowing how to create a budget. That's simple, right? Creating a budget, planning for retirement, managing debt, and tracking personal spendings. Being financially literate can lead to, well, actually, illiterate can lead to a number of pitfalls, such as being more likely to accumulate unsustainable debt burdens, either through poor spending, decisions, or lack of long term preparation. This, in turn, can lead to poor credit, bankruptcies, housing foreclosure, and other negative consequences. So, just hearing that right there should all make us want to pause, right? Pause, slow down, and actually grab a hold of our financial portfolio, whatever that portfolio looks like. It could be a piece of paper that we jotted down notes, or it could be a big folder with a number of different things on it, and go through it. Go through it with a fine tooth comb. If you don't quite understand it, partnering with someone who is, you know, relatable in that field, so they can then help you navigate through those challenges that you may be facing or may not even be seeing at all, right? So, as we said before, this is going to be a 4 to 5 part series on detailing how financial literacy plays out for you. Now, we're going to talk about the importance of credit. We're going to talk about the importance of having a bank account, the importance of knowledge and understanding when it comes with understanding those type of things as well. So, um, thank you for allowing me to come into your home and talk to you about finances, because that's one of the few things that we are comfortable with talking to people about, right? We're always guarded when it comes to our personal life and also our money, right? It's sacred to us. Our personal lives are sacred to us, and also our money, because we work so hard for it, it becomes sacred. I just want to leave y'all with a few extra tips before we move on, or before we take some questions and or concerns. And here are several practical strategies to consider. Creating a budget, right, is always key. That's one. Checking your credit score. Um, and then also asking yourself, how do I become financially literate? So let's talk about that first one, creating a budget. That's tracking how much money you receive each month against how much money you spend. And you can do that on an Excel sheet, you can do that on paper, or you could just do it on a budgeting app. A lot of our banking systems that we use now, Wells Fargo, TD, Chase, whatever one you use, credit unions or whatever, they have budgeting apps on there. They want their customers to be financially literate because they want to be able to house your funds, right? Banks use your money to lend to other people, and they earn interest on that in order to keep them afloat and make money in as well, right? Your budget should include income such as paychecks, investments, alimony, fixed expenses like rent, mortgage, utilities, loan payments, discretionary spending, and what are those like non-essentials such as eating out, shopping and travel, and then savings, 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 savings. Pay yourself first. To build savings, this reverse budget strategy involves choosing a savings goal. Say down payment for a home, deciding how much you want to contribute towards it each month, and setting that amount aside before you divvy up the rest of your expenses. Also, pay bills promptly. Stay on top of your monthly bills, making sure that your payments consistently arrive on time. Also, consider taking advantage of automatic debits, from your checking account or your bill pay apps, and sign up for payment reminders, emails, phone, text. They can be tedious. They can get on your nerves, but they are meant to help you stay financially fit and also financially literate and staying in front of instead of falling behind, right? Get your credit report. Once a year, consumers can request a free credit report from 3 major credit bureaus: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and through the federal created website annualcreditreport.com. Let that be your friend. Let it be your friend. Annualcreditreport.com will allow you once a year to get a free credit report. Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Utilize those 3. Don't just check one. Check all three. And the reason why there's three is because it's divided up into regions, right? You have the eastern region, you have the middle region of the country, and then you also have the western portion of the country. That's why there are three. Review these reports and dispute any errors by informing the credit bureau of inaccuracies. Because you can get three of them, consider spacing your requests throughout the year to monitor yourself regularly. It's important. That's very important. Study your credit report. If you see something on it that doesn't make sense, dispute it. Even if it's something that you did, dispute it, because it could be something that you did and you forgot about, or it could be something that's fraudulent, and it could start a chain of events like identity theft or fraud. Checking your credit score. Having a good credit score helps you obtain the best interest rates on loans and credit cards, among other benefits. Monitor your score via a free credit report monitoring service, and or if you can afford to and want to add extra layers of protection, um, and your information is very, very vital and key, right? In addition, be aware of financial decisions that can raise or lower your credit score, such as credit inquiries, credit utilization, and ratios. Why that's important? We are coming up on holiday season. A lot of us, some of us, most of us like to go out and spend and purchase Christmas gifts for our loved ones. Sometimes we may not have the cash. And we go into these stores, we go into Macy's, we go into Belk's, we go into Cato, we go into Neiman Marcus, we can go into the Gucci store, the Louis store, whatever store is just fancy, the sneaker store. And they got 20% off if you sign up for our credit card, right? You keep putting those inquiries in, and let's say you get declined for one and you get approved for one or whatever. Those hard hits take an effect on your credit. Going out here applying for, auto loans and, running your credit for unnecessary things, can have a negative impact on your score, lessening your score, and devaluing what you're trying to put yourself in front of financially if you had a plan such as buying a home, buying a car, or whatever the case may be. So be careful when you're going out there just running your credit report unnecessarily. Right? Develop a debt reduction plan, such as paying down the loans with the highest interest rates first. You know who has the highest interest rates out of all things we have? Credit cards. Credit cards have crazy high interest rates. If you ever sign up for a credit card at a department store, you're typically paying 22 to 30% in interest. Yes, they may offer you $10, $20 off that purchase or 10% off that purchase, but if you don't pay that purchase off as soon as you get that bill, that interest rate is going to probably be half of what you paid for that item. So be careful with those things like that. And if you can't, as soon as you get it, pay as much off as you possibly can, right? If your debt is excessive, contact lenders to renegotiate payments. I'm going to tell you one thing. Some people don't think this is the case, but it is. These companies want their money. They don't want to not have their money. So in most cases, you can give them a call and they'll work out a plan to where they're not negatively reporting to these credit agencies, these credit bureaus. They're working with you in order for them to get their money back, to recoup their money. Don't be afraid to give these people, these places a call. Also, if you have a high interest rate credit card, don't be afraid to turn that card over, type in that 1-800 number on the back and say, I want my interest rate lower. In most cases, depending on your credit worthiness, they may do it. They don't want to lose you as a customer because they are making money off of you. Yes, you have the convenience of their card, but they're still making money off you from the interest that they're charging you based upon that balance that is still owed on that card. Call them. They'll maybe even make some negotiations in order to negotiate that interest rate down for you. Okay, if your employer offers a 401k retirement savings account, be sure to sign up and contribute the maximum to receive the employer's match. Why is that important? That's how you're starting to save for your retirement. Just think, what are some frivolous things that we go out here and buy? Sneakers, cigarettes, things that are not good for us, unnecessary things. You might say, no, well, I need sneakers. I love sneakers like me. Yeah, you might not need 8 or 9. You might need 5 or 6. You know what I mean? Let that money come out of your check first. If you don't see it, if you don't know it, you don't see it. It don't hurt you, right? But it's also helping you to benefit in getting into those retirement years and having a nest egg, so you can fall back on and be able to sustain a lifestyle that you're used to, accustomed to living, right? Consider opening an individual retirement account, an IRA, and creating a diversified investment portfolio of stocks, fixed incomes, and commodities. And if necessary, seek financial advice from professional advisors to help you determine how much you will need to retire comfortably and develop strategies to reach your goal. It's important. We are not getting any younger. Hopefully we are getting wiser. And with that, we should be putting those plans into place in order to help us sustain the lifestyle that we are used to living and being able to retire comfortably, not working until our 70s. We want to retire in our 70s, 60s, and 70s, kick back and travel and just and enjoy life. We don't want to be working for someone if it ain't going to benefit us. We want to be able to put ourselves in those situations where we can retire comfortably and live off the retirement money that we've saved, right? So those are some of the financial literacy focuses that we will be focused on in this 4 to 5 week period. All right. If you have any questions and or concerns, or you want to touch on a different topic, or you want to see something um, close up, hit us up in our Uncensored Minds chat, where we will post it up every week, where you have the opportunity to tell us what topics you want to talk about. If you wanted to talk about IRAs, if you want to talk about investments, if you want to talk about stocks, if you want to talk about purchasing a home, if you want to talk about, you know, opening up a retirement account, or you want to talk about opening up anything, we'll be able to help you with that. If you have a business 403, or you got a 403c trying to put some money aside for a kid for their college, or things like that, we can help you with that. So this is going to be a fun, exciting time, which will help us ride into the next year financially literate and also financially safe. Ish.
No, no, no. Thank you so much for sharing your wealth of information. I know that's your background, and it's. I just want to say, like, it is never too late. Even if you feel like you got a good plan in action, like Nell is giving some gems right now. Like, it's always never too late in life. Period. To restructure, to regroup, to grab hold of your financial, structure, and get it back on track. And now, man, listen, you got me thinking about, just some things that I can change, that I can tighten up, that I can realign. And so this was definitely needed today.
Absolutely. It's imperative that we get in front of it now. Um, Again, as we see our world in and around us shrinking. It's not big anymore. It's not this unimaginable place anymore, right? And what I mean by that is everything that we didn't think was inevitable is coming to fruition,
Mhm.
right? Whatever political party you believe in, whatever ideologies that you think are going to be there in the future, whatever our minds tell us, it's cool, but we always have to forge and make a plan, right? Because if going to things blind, you're always searching around for answers, for a way to go, and you don't want to live like that when it comes to your finances. You want to have some sort of grip on your finances, so you'll be able to make the necessary adjustments that impact your life. And that's what these courses and these things are going to focus on: what changes we need to make in our lives in order to be better financially suited for our future. All right. Let's take some of the comments from the audience, some of the things that people are saying out there. Diana, what's the big problem that you're having right now? Tell us, talk to us. What can we do to help and make
Mhm.
that problem better? Tara said this is definitely needed because of inflation. Yes, inflation is a very, very, very big thing. I work in an industry right now where inflation is making things incredibly expensive. And not just the industry I work in, but in all industries. I am in the automobile industry. I work and sell cars, if you didn't know, right? Um, Cars 3 years ago when I first started this job were selling 2 and 3 Gs under MSRP, if not more. Cars nowadays are selling for 3 and 4 and 5 and sometimes $10,000 over list price, sticker price.
Mhm.
That's inflation. Look
Yeah.
at these interest rates. Interest rates used to be 0.9%, some cases even 0%. You were lucky if you got a 1.9, 2.9, 3.9. You'll be lucky now if you're even able to get a 5.99.
Right.
That's what inflation does. Look at gas prices. I remember when I first started driving a car, when I was in high school, I got my first little car in 11th grade. Couldn't tell me nothing. Toting around our homies. We was going to school together. Gas was 79 cents. You could throw somebody $5, half your tank, before you throw somebody 10, you cruising for the week.
Yes.
You do that shit now, you make it into the block, next block. You on E again. That's what
Right.
inflation looks like. So yes, inflation is a real deal. What you think about that, Ish?
Yeah, it's crazy like how things have just gone out of control. I think I've even mentioned this before. Like I was in the supermarket, even down to the food. Like some things that were, $3, $4 is now $8, $9, and you're just like, what? So it's important now to really kind of realign and restructure because the price of everything has gone up. So some people might find that they're not able to save as much as they once used to, or invest as much as they once used to. And so now is the time to kind of redesign and restructure your financial abilities so that way you can still find a reserve to put away, because the rainy days are here. Are The rainy days are here, and no telling what we will face 10, 15, 20 years down the line financially you know
Before we move on to the next topic and bring T on to the discussion, um, Diana said, I've helped my daughter get a car, and this year had to help my son. And my daughter's pay don't coincide with the due date. It's easy, Diana. That's an easy fix. Just call the auto lender, whoever the auto loan is with. Let them know what date works for you. As long as you get in front of it, I think it's up to 30 days or 60 days. Some people are 30, some are 60. You give them a 30 to 60-day notice window, they will change the due date based upon what's good for you. Reason why? Again, they want their money. They never want to put a situation in front of you where they can't get paid. So they will work with you. They will work with you, change that due date. That due date is not always set in stone. If you call that auto finance lender and say, hey, I need my due date to be the 20th. Okay. They might tell you, okay, well, this was going to take effect in 30 to 60 days. Your next payment may still be due on the due date, but your next one will be changed. It doesn't hurt to give it a try, but that will always work. Just give them a call and tell them what date works for you. And maybe that payment that's due next won't, but the following ones will. Okay. Also, another thing too, people, you might want to also, if you have things like auto loans or loans and things like that, get with that financial institution and ask them, how can I get on a biweekly payment? Right? Breaking that down into biweekly payments does one or two things. It lessens the blow at one time payment. Plus, it also helps you save on interest, and then also decreases the length of term. For an example, let's say you have a 72-month loan, right? You're paying $450 a month, or let's say you're paying 400. Let's use round numbers. Let's say you're paying $400 a month. You break it up into biweekly payments, and you set it up based upon your pay or whatever the case may be. You pay it 200 this week, 200 the following, or whatever when you get paid the next time. Now you've lessened the blow. Now you have a full payment. And that 72-month loan is now decreased to what, 67, sometimes 65 payments. You've knocked some time off of that loan because you're paying interest each time you're making a payment. So those are some tricks of the trade to stay current and also reduce the interest that you're paying over the life of the loan and also decreasing the term. Thanks again for allowing me to take the time to get us financially fit. Again, we'll talk about this ongoing throughout the rest of the year. Hopefully, you'll have some topics that you want us to discuss. Please don't be hesitant to drop a comment in our comment box. Things that you would like to see, things you would like to hear. You can drop me, Ish, T, and or KD when she does come back. Information or things that you want to talk about, and we will definitely make sure we get it out to you. Again, thank you. This is my joy. This is my passion. So this is where you'll see me excel. This is where I love to give myself. So this is where my most comfortable spot is. So thank you again. And everybody, let's get financially fit.
Nice. Thank you,
Ish.
Nell.
It was a mouthful, Ish.
Yeah, but it was a good mouthful.
That was a good mouthful. Now this is the segment where we start to turn up.
Oh, shit.
We turning up now. Look at my man. Call him the Omen.
Gangsta lean. Gangsta.
T, what up, T?
What up?
You look like you going to a funeral, T.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, man, I want to first, have a moment of silence, and I have a little tune that I want to play for y'all, man. So it goes a little something like this, man. All right, I want to say, shout out to Prince in the Revolution. That's a little tune called "Let's Go Crazy." I mean, y'all can check that out on your leisure. That song basically means to do whatever you want to do and say whatever the fuck you want to say. So welcome to Uncensored Minds, episode 105. This is not the Coddle Cast. This is not the Pacify You Cast. This is an open area for you to say and do whatever you want without any judgment. Y'all can call me assholes, whatever. This is not a personal attack. Everything, this is the free world here. So welcome to Uncensored Minds. And yes, the shit starter is here tonight. Let's get into
it. Let's get it.
How did y'all like my little tune?
I love it. I couldn't keep it together though. I'm letting you know. That playback gonna be crazy because Nell is paying his respects. I'm looking up and I'm laughing.
You gotta pay your respect.
Classic.
Yeah, homies that lost y'all here.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's a rough time right now, man. It's a rough time right now.
Although that is one of my favorite Prince songs.
Oh my God.
Facts. How's everybody doing in the chat? Make sure y'all like and share the video. If y'all have any questions, make sure y'all put those in the chat. How did y'all like my tune in the chat as well? I mean, was y'all able to follow along? Did y'all get the message? I mean, there's a message in everything, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go crazy. Now we're serious.
Now we're serious.
I was paying homage to a fallen.
So where we at, man? What's up?
Oh, all right, so
what we doing? We funeral. We utilize you in the eulogy. We going to A-Town. What we doing? We uptown. What we doing? A-Town, stay down. What we doing?
I mean, I'm just gonna say this, man. KD's on hiatus. We love and appreciate you, KD. We're waiting for you to come back. Take the time that you need. But we here to work, motherfucker. we here to work. The work has to be done. We here to work, bro.
I think a lot of people take us too serious, right? I think people read too much into what they think they see or what they think they hear, and they don't understand that at the end of the day, we got each other back. And when you are a close-knit community or family, or y'all got love and respect for each other, it's going to be words, and it's not disrespect. It's just opinions that they spill out and emotions spill out, and it looks like it's messy, but it really isn't, because at the end of the day, we go when people go their separate ways, they go home. We still a team.
Right.
It's like going to a basketball game, right? Your team might lose that night, but when they in the locker room, they still a team. They still a family. Y'all might be dejected because of the loss, and you might be hating them that night because they didn't perform like you wanted them to. But at the end of the day, they still a family in that locker room. And then when they come together and they get on the floor again, they make beautiful harmony, like harmonic. They are like a symphony. It's beautiful music that comes from them, and you get amazing type of works. So a lot of the things that we say on this show is our personal opinion. We are allowed that, right? We are allowed to speak our truth and our opinions. And we don't do it in a disrespectful way. And hopefully nobody is taking it as disrespect, because at the end of the day, we got love for everybody. And we not just that, we don't just say we got love for everybody. We show y'all our love. So when y'all getting y'all feelings about something that we said, y'all didn't like what we said or whatever, don't personally attack us. Just look at it like, all right, cool, it is what it is, and move on. Because it's certain things that we don't like that y'all say, and we just move on.
You know what I mean? You just eat that, man. Just eat that.
So at the end of the day, we just want everybody to know that regardless of whatever, we're gonna always be a family. We're gonna always be tight, and we're gonna do what we gotta do. That's always gonna bring y'all the most exciting conversation that you can really think of on a Sunday night at this hour.
Facts, Angela. That's what it is. It's just sibling rivalry bullshit.
Absolutely.
It's all good, man. It's all love. It's
I
all
got so much hate mail this week, man.
Why not? What you do? What you do?
You most hated, man.
Shout out
No,
to those
you
real
are
ones.
most hated.
Shout out to the real one that jumped in our inbox and definitely like, I fuck with you. That's all. Like, ain't nothing else. Like, you cool with me or whatever. Like, I mean, real people know your real intentions and they know what it is. So shout out to everybody out there for continue to keep rocking with us. Again, if we said anything that disrespected y'all, that's why we named this motherfucker Uncensored Minds.
It's called Uncensored Minds for a reason.
No, I hope that everybody know the true intentions and that it's just like a conversation for everybody to be able to get their opinions and their thoughts and their feelings out, without anybody necessarily taking it personally. And if you feel personally about it, it's always good to speak on it. You know what I mean? And let it be known how you're feeling so that it doesn't fester and it doesn't build up. And this way, you can express and get those thoughts and feelings out. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be cleared up, and you know what I mean? It's going to be all happy and in harmony again.
All right, I just want to wrap this up so we can get into our next topic. I just want to say, shout out to all my, my hosts, my castmates. Shout out to both of y'all. Shout out to KD. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to everybody that's involved in putting the show together, because there's a lot of work that goes into it behind the scenes, and you have to work before you can get the reward. And I just want to say that I don't do this for the reward. I do this to be the best. Like I come here to be the best. I'm a competitor. I come here to be the best. That's what I'm trying to do. I can't speak for everybody else, but I do my due diligence. I'm going to be prepared, and I come here to be the best. So
that's work.
What it is.
That's what that competition and competitiveness is. It breeds greatness. Right. And when you come with that hungry mentality, what normally happens? You get a great show. You get great performances. You get a masterful performance. Hey, and that's what y'all want. Y'all don't want no bland talking heads. Y'all want excitement. Y'all want passion, and y'all want love.
Yeah,
and
I am gonna push some buttons, Angela, but that's what it is. That's a part of that's part of the process. And sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth hurts. It's part of the process.
I ain't even going to lie to the congregation out there. I know I told you I'll be going to therapy. I'll be going to therapy too to get away from some of y'all. Like, y'all crazy. Like, I'll be like, my therapist, I said, yo, I do the Uncensored Minds. Then they like, yeah, I know, I watch. I was like, the people in comments really be throwing me. So don't think y'all absolved of getting on our damn nerves too.
Facts.
We still love.
Facts.
Let's move on, man.
Let's move on, man. Where we
So,
going? Little scrap.
oh shit, what's going on out here?
We getting into little scrap.
Little Scrappy Dappy.
Little
This
scrap.
touched my heart.
Ish, what happened? Ish, what happened?
This touched my heart. Well, during one of the tapings of, I believe it was like the Love and Hip Hop, correct?
Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Little Scrappy had a very, very touching moment with his mother.
Hold on. Stay right there, Ish, because we have a video for the people.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, thoughts?
That was deep, man. That was heavy. That was heavy.
It just makes you say forgiveness is key, right? So as I took off my bandage,
I can't.
Forgiveness.
No, but honestly, to be honest, when I first watched it, because it's a lot to digest there. A lot to digest. You know, being a mama's boy, I ain't going front. I love my mama, right? I was like, damn, how could I even build up the nerve to even talk to my mama like that? But then I looked to my right and I got my wife standing right here, right? And I gotta protect her because that's my position now in life. That's what I gotta do. So I gotta now, mama, you always gonna be mama, but this is my wife. And I gotta let you know that regardless of anything, she's the priority in my world along with you, but she comes first now. And
all right, hold on. Now I want to stay right there on that point you're on. So this all stems from Scrappy trying to confide in his mom, and every time he's having a conversation with her, then she runs back and she tells the world when he's just trying to get it out. He's just trying to have somebody to vent to, but he can't do that with her, and he can't do that with his wife. So that's why you see this breakdown of what's happening. But go ahead, you can finish now.
Yeah, and you know, I love the fact that he told his mom, the reason why I am the way I am is because of my environment. As much as I'm trying to shake free of my environment, it's a part of me. And it's a part of me because you keep bringing me back into that world. But also, too, this is my wife.
Right.
You got to respect it.
Right.
Right? You my mama, but this is my wife. And you got to respect that, you know. And it was touching. It was a read, but it was also respect. Right. I appreciate you for getting me to this point in life. I wouldn't have been able to get to this point in life if it wasn't for you. So now that you've built this man to be this man, allow me to be a man to my wife,
right,
children, my family. I got this.
And allow me to be able to vent to you without you going off running your fucking mouth.
Mom,
don't she good for that.
Yeah, don't be that trap house mom. Don't be that hard shit. Just be my mom.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this transparent moment was really good for him, and it was good for other people to see as well, because you know, the healing process first starts when you're able to just let it go and identify the problems exactly. And he probably has been trying and attempting to deal with all of this stuff from his childhood, probably all of his life, you know what I mean? Right. But it may not have come out to Mama D over the years, such as it did maybe this time, because I mean, it had to touch her. It touched everyone else. You could see the people in the chat is even saying, you know, they cried after. It was a very emotional and touching video, you know what I mean? And I think it brought some clarity. And if it didn't, maybe it'll get the conversation started so that the clarity could now be forthcoming. But I also feel like, you know, as a mom myself, and having, you know, a son who, you know, sometimes will place place certain blames about the way that he was raised, etc., I can kind of identify with the fact that sometimes as moms, we feel like we feed you, we clothe you, we keep you safe, and that's enough. And that's not enough all the time. That is simply not enough all the time. Sometimes we don't realize the exposure that we place on our children. Sometimes for them to have to fight alone. You know what I mean? Because now he's dealing with all of these things, and Mama D was thinking, like she said, I did the best that I could. You know what I mean? So it's important to, really listen, not just take and run with shit, but to listen and to digest, what your children are saying, with anyone that's coming to you with, an emotion and outpouring and an outcrying of, needing something. You know what I mean? It's important to listen, and I
And
don't, I don't think it does that much.
right. Also, I want to say that there is, time to be afforded for you to start dealing with your past traumas. That's the part that a lot of people skip. They just keep on moving on every day. They just keep on pushing it forward without never addressing these things. So now it's just building and building and building until you have that explosion. Or even if you don't get that explosion, you always have, that hurt inside of you. You can't let it go if you don't deal with these past traumas.
Right.
So it's a rough thing. Last words on this now.
Yeah, I want to take a time out to commend the women. Y'all have such a difficult, hard job. Be it being mothers, parents, providers, protectors. Um, you're our first true loves when we come into the world, um, and our lasting true loves. And y'all have the burden of making a way for us, right? Um, and being cognizant of the 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 environments that we are placed in and how that can shape and affect our offspring. Um, that's one of the messages that we try to convey every week on the show is aligning yourself with the best or taking yourself out of situations that necessarily don't lend itself well, or just making sure you do your due diligence to safeguard yourself and safeguard your little ones if you have those, because you never know what those environments that we're putting our kids in, how they grow up to become predators. And that word seems so harsh, but it's so real. And a predator, not just a sex predator, but a predator in the ways of their attitudes, their demeanors, how they handle things, how they go about life, and you know the decisions that we make, and you know all of those things play a part. But I want to say thank you to all the women out there for the magnificent job that you do each and every day, um, taking care of yourself, but also taking care of your children and making sure that you, quote unquote, give them a safe space to grow up in and give them the love that they need to be who they are, um, and still being able to provide love even when you're not even loved yourself or you're even broken, but still being able to provide that love on a consistent basis to whoever you're a part of, your children's life, your mate's life, or whatever, and still being broken, but still being so much more of yourself, giving so much more of yourself. That's amazing. So I wanted to say thank you.
Thanks. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody, man. We'll go through a couple other comments before we move on. Brenda said her son, they have a regular conversation, a conversation on a regular basis. It's a rough one,
The rough.
man. Yeah. Rhonda said she don't think that Mama D still gets it. She probably don't because she's trapped in her own traumas.
Yeah.
She's trapped in her own traumas and her own ways of life. And that's another point too, that you have to step outside yourself sometimes.
And I think she not even totes the line, but she jumps clearly heads over the line when it comes to her relationship as a mother and a friend.
Right.
And we got to, and again, as I say on every show, I'm not a parent, so I kind of don't have that that experience of parental and friendship vibes with your child, but it's a real thin line, right? Because we want our children to confide in us and be our everything, and also have that friendship and camaraderie, but we still want to be a parent and still have that authoritative role and respectful role, right? And I think she wants, instead of being a mother, she wants to be his friend, like a homie. And he don't need that no more. He's saying, I don't need you to be my homie. My wife is my homie. I just need you to be my mom. I need you to be my mom, where I can come to you and I can vent, and you be able to set me straight with that parental love and guidance that I need, that I may be missing. So I can in turn gather myself and then be able to be a parent to my children, right? Instead of, oh, it's cool because you just my son and you the prince of the south and you Scrappy the king. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear that all the time. I want you to tell me I'm wrong. I'm moving crazy out here. And again, I can appreciate Rhonda's comment when she says, I don't think she gets it. And just from that embrace that they had, it felt lifeless in a sense, because everybody else balling,
Right.
and she just, oh, that's my son. It's almost like she planned it off, and she could be deep down hurt.
No, it's one of those Jones where it's like, all right, you know I love you, like,
Right.
that's what that was.
I gotta save face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
what that was.
saving face is only going to because the passion that he had was like, Mom, if you don't get this shit in order,
Right,
you're gonna wind up losing us.
right,
And that's what I heard.
right.
Out of all that other stuff, out of that passion, I heard, Mom, I need you to get it in order, or you're going to lose me, because my family needs me more.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lil Scrappy though, man.
Yeah. Definitely.
But what's up, people? Are we
What we got?
are we ready for the next tearjerker?
Yeah.
I love this one right here. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I love that this video came out.
Do you?
Yes. I love that this video came out, and I fucking love this one right
But
here.
it's your girl though.
What'd you say?
It's your girl though.
Yeah, it's definitely my girl, but he was vilified.
Yes.
He was vilified, and there's a point where I always try to tell y'all, sometimes shit happens, and
Right.
you're in a tight situation. Sometimes shit happens. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll play the video for the people, and then we'll all give our thoughts.
She started drinking a little bit. We both was
Has your opinion changed on this situation after, all these years, after seeing this video, after getting countless more details? What are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Ooh, that's a. Hmm. I feel like another transparent moment for growth. A lot of things we did not know, and it definitely changed my perception a little bit because, there's been times or situations where, sometimes arguments just they do bubble over and they do go into, things that you kind of unravel and you can't control it. And I feel like that, he held and bared a lot of that weight when, both people played a heavy role in the outcome. I just think it's just sad that sometimes love brings you to this type of interaction at times, you know what I mean? From whatever is bubbling up, whether it's jealousy or fear or whatever it might be, sometimes those things just take you to a point of no return and they end up bad. And thank the Lord it wasn't like deadly,
Right.
because it could have gone that way as well. But I think, we got to be cognizant that there's two sides to every story each and every time.
No, do you want to go? Because I got a lot to get off on this.
Nah, but
All right, first and foremost, I want to say that, you know, I've been in these situations. I've been in these tight quarters. I've been in these situations where the girl puts her hand on you first. I've been in every situation probably possible. And I want to say that even him saying, she was hitting me, we was in a little Lamborghini, and I just reacted. Sometimes those reflexes are just like somebody hit you and you just physically react. You're not trying to hit your girlfriend or hit a girl in general, whatever. Sometimes you just have a physical reaction because somebody hit you. This happens. And I also wanted to make that a point earlier how he said she spit on him. I told y'all when we discussed that before. That's not new to me. I've seen all of this shit. And there's times, when did we become so perfect where you can't forgive somebody, you can't understand somebody in a moment? And even how people were saying with the Ben Gordon situation, well, he hit the little boy, he's an abuser. And it's like, you don't know what happened. You don't know his mindset. You don't know all the details. You can't just, like, even from that one instance they was calling Chris Brown an abuser. And you never knew his side. you never knew his side and you just called him an abuser because you saw the pictures. Especially when you young, that shit can go off in a second
Mhm.
to have a physical altercation. With my daughter's mom, we would always have physical altercation because one time we was having an argument and she scratched like my whole face from hair to hair. And my reaction, I gave her a gut shot because you scratched my whole fucking face. So I'm not even thinking about, are you a girl? All these things. When you're in the moment, it's not an excuse, but I understand the intensity of situations. And it's also toxic, and where we come from, and a whole lot of all that shit combined in it. But I understand that shit happens. I don't never be like, no, if somebody did this, I would never fucking speak to them ever again in life. No, I understand in forgiveness. I understand in moments. I understand that things happen. And you have to determine the difference from a one-time thing, and so it's different. Somebody's coming home whipping your ass every day. Now that's different. But a one-time thing, you have to see where this stems from. Like I ask y'all all the time, did you ask him the reason? And all the girls be saying, why would I ask him the reason? Because you need to fucking understand where this shit is coming from. That's why. You gotta understand what's happening.
Mhm. Mhm.
But you can go
And it
ahead.
seemed like he was understanding her position as far as being jealous and the things that
Right.
he had presented, like he was taking accountability for the things that he had placed upon her that would have her react in such a way. And then in turn, it made him then react a certain way. And so I think, it's important to, commend him for, his accountability in all of it and being open and honest and transparent about it, because that's the only way he's going to be able to truly, truly um, grow and begin to heal from that. Because he stated, I felt like a monster. I hate it to this day. Like, that's going to live with him forever, especially since that's something that he grew up watching himself. He saw his mother being abused and burned in his brain, learned behavior as he stated. And then now it's coming, as a young man, it came into fruition in his life. So now he's got to heal and fight, you know what I mean, through
and
not doing it again.
and also each in those situations, people are quick to say, well, you're a man, just walk away. Well, if you're in a tight Lamborghini and you can't really move and she's holding your nuts, which, ladies, please, 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 please never grab a man by his nuts. Please, please,
Right.
just don't do that. That's like a pain unbearable.
Right.
What do you expect him to do in that situation? He got to get her up off of him.
Right. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, the man is way stronger than the woman. So, we're gentle and fragile. So he could have pushed her
Right.
in a firm way to get her off of his, uh, nuts. But then, she flailed across. It just turns into a really deep and hardened situation, and it doesn't end well.
Facts. What you got now?
Doesn't end well.
So the reason why I sit here quiet, right, is because the moment you put yourself in this situation, and I'm speaking from a first person perspective. The moment I've ever gotten enraged, the moment I've ever lost myself due to my temper, the moment I've lost myself or allowed myself to fly off the handle, yell, scream, whatever, hold down or whatever, is the moment I kind of can't have anything to say, because it makes you look hypocritical. You can't defend and say, oh, that shouldn't have never, he should restrained, or she kept. The moment you do it, you can't have anything to say but I'm sorry, or I am working towards making it to a point where it never happens again.
Right.
Right? Be it the aggressor and or the victim. So what I would say is finding solace and repenting for your actions, because a mistake is a mistake. Repetitive behavior is more than once.
Right.
And if it's consistent, it's a pattern, it's a fact. So you got to figure it out. Right? And what I mean by that is, if you have aggressive tendencies or characteristics, I advise you to get help, seek help, because it's not normal, and it shouldn't be looked upon as normal or be explained. The moment we explain our behaviors is the moment we try to justify why we did something that hurt someone else. And there's no justification for hurting the people that we say we love. We can justify it all day long, but at the end of the day, they're still violated. And they still have to live with that disrespect, that pain, and that trauma, regardless of if we meant it or not, if we're sorry or not, if we seeked help or not, we've broken all rules by doing that. So for the both of them, I hope this was a learning experience for both of them. I hope they both was able to seek help and also come to a forgiveness with each other, with themselves, and see the error of their ways and seek where that anger, that hurt, that aggression, that passion lies,
Right.
fester again and cause pain to someone else.
All right, now I got a question for you. So, as we're 40 now, right? It's kind of easier to just be like, nah, she wild and I'm gonna just walk away.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're young and you don't even if you've never even been in that position to know how you're gonna react, what can you say to that person? Like they never experienced this. They know nothing about it. They don't know where their anger is. They don't know how they're gonna react when they're in that position. What can you say to that person?
It's difficult to even find the words to say because those are the type of situations that unfortunately you gotta experience.
Right.
Like it's that's not even something that you can say, well, you should react this way or you should not do this, especially if it's your first time experiencing it and also you're younger.
Right.
You're going to, I think, hubris is it's underlying when you're young. Like, you know what I mean? Like your ego is popping when you're
Right.
young. So it's just like, I'm right, you're wrong. We gonna battle this out. And I think that's the first reaction for something that you're experiencing for the first time like that.
Like now, like your anger level now, but at some point you didn't know it.
No, and for me, is the as the opposite. As when I was younger, I was so carefree and so 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 tender and so unexperienced and so just shit just rolled off my back. But as I get older, patience gets thin. Patience, the weight of the world is already on our shoulders, and we live in life, and we got so many perils and twists and turns, and so much going on that one little thing could send us over the edge. But it's that one opportune second that sometimes we got to take and say, is this shit really worth it? Because it could be the detriment. It could be a detriment to us, and it can be the deciding factor of either life or death, or hurting someone that we really fucking love. And to get that back is a motherfucker. It's hard to repair those perils that we've created from those moments that we could have just shut it the fuck up or stopped or just said, all right, you got it. But, so that hitting shit, we gotta stop. And we gotta learn again. I think what we all trying to get at is we gotta learn how to fucking just communicate. Yeah, we could be going through our issues, we could be emotional, we could be jealous, but sometimes just chilling the fuck
Hold
out.
on, hold on now, because I'm glad you say that. I want to stay in that point right there. I want to ask the ladies if y'all can, do us all a favor. Like in these jealous or questionable situations, before you get angry or before you reach at him or whatever, I need y'all to understand that he's with you in that moment. When we go outside, we might not make it home. So that little bit of tiny shit that you're trying to argue with me about is detrimental to a man, that especially if he's not guilty at that moment, that's detrimental to a man, because every time I go outside, it's a chance I might not make it back home. And you want to sit here and argue with me about some frivolous shit that means nothing. So I just need y'all to, think about these things before y'all go into the deep emotional jealousy, rage, all of that shit, and handle it. Try to handle it a little bit better. That's all.
Yeah, I'm not saying you should accept getting your ass beat.
Yeah,
I'm
never.
not saying, and I'm not even making a joke out of it. I'm not saying accepting disrespect or anything like that. I'm just saying sometimes slow down.
Right.
Sometimes just taking a moment to digest what's in front of you. Sometimes what's in front of you may not be real. It's like when your car went mirror, the side mirror says the object may appear closer than what it may is appears closer than what it seems, right? Or further than what it seems. It's sometimes we gotta just chill and we gotta stop hinging our head on, oh, I was emotional,
Right.
or there are my feelings, or these are my emotions. Yes, but what happens is when you come crazy, sometimes people's responses are even crazier. And you got to pick and choose your battle. Okay, you want to get your point across? You can get your point across in a way, in a respectful manner, to where the person only can respect the conversation.
Right.
Because all they can do is say, you know what, that at least they came at me the honest way. At least they came in with respect and let me voice my concerns or my opinion about what you're asking me. But the assuming shit, the extra emotional shit, just because you're emotional and you're in your feelings, that don't lend itself real well. And it never constitute us ever making it work or making it right. It always just leaves somebody dejected, feeling some type of way, other person not getting their inquiries, and their inquiries are never answered the way they need them to be answered. So it just leaves the whole situation like a participle hanging, like it's never fulfilled. So we got to do a much better job. And I know we say this shit all the time, and people always say I gotta communicate. I love to communicate. You don't. You love it to be one-sided.
Right.
Love it to be where you're explaining your side and you don't want to hear it. Stop, like one thing, and you know what's the telltale sign of that when we critique ourselves. If when somebody is talking, regardless if they telling you something that you want to hear or not, if you are waiting to answer back or respond back when they stop talking, or you done, or you finished, let that person talk, let them get out, and then once they stop talking, then you know they're finished, and then you can proceed with saying what you got to say, answering the question or whatever. But allow that person the opportunity to have that. And yes, you can go back and forth within the conversation, but it should still be a point where you be like, all right, cool, this ain't this ain't the best time to talk. Let's cut it out real quick. We come back when we both chill or whatever. Stop. We can't be playing with people, telling people what we think they want to hear, or what I'm saying by we think we can say what we want to say to people, and they pull to digest it just because you their husband, their wife, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their friend, and whatever. You gotta realize people could say something back to you the way they want to say it. They don't gotta respect what they say back to you. You don't respect how you delivered it.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you can't control a grown-up's way of talking. And if that's the case, then you shouldn't even say nothing to them anyway. If you want to control the narrative, then just have your own narrative. But if you want to have a real deep conversation, then allow yourself to be able to converse back and forth. You're not always going to like what the person say, but hopefully you got the respect to be able to listen to what they're saying and understand and digest what they're saying, so you can be able to answer or be able to continue to flow in that conversation. All the time, it just be like people just want to say what they want to say and drop the mic.
Right.
That it's like, all right, cool. I just want to say what I want to say and drop the mic and hope somebody move the way I want them to move. And I'm a culprit of that. I'm somebody who might be somebody might say, well, Nell, you just like that, and I take full responsibility for my actions if that's the case, and I'm working towards making that better if that's a characteristic of mine. But at the end of the day, people can't keep punching you and using that as a defense mechanism either when they trying to talk to you. The first thing, well, I ain't talking to you because I know you get aggressive. All right, but if you know that's the aggressive side of me, let's not be aggressive.
Right.
I'm chilling until you poke. So stop, don't poke. Let's converse on a level where nobody got to get aggressive. Let's respect each other. No, don't throw fucking words in there that's gonna make somebody come off the hinges. Like, you can't do that. Like the first time you call a woman a bitch, she's going to get all excited. We already know that as a man. Like, you just can't do that. So if we know that, then y'all gotta know that y'all can't be saying little words that y'all say to us They get us excited and think we supposed to, just because we men and
right, that we supposed to eat that.
protect that we supposed to eat it. Yeah, that you want it to be the case, and we want it to be the case too. But at the end of the day, that's the reason why they gave us testosterone and they gave y'all estrogen. We're made different. Let's handle each other differently. Let's handle each other in a space of love and respect. That way we can adjust and we can figure it out. Figure it out. But again, putting your fucking hands on people, we gotta stop. That's a no-no. Putting our hands on people, because you know what happens? After we put our hands on that person, the first thing that we want to do is say, I'm sorry.
Right.
We don't have to get to that point if we never do it. Sometimes just walking away or just shutting up is enough. And ladies, when we shut up, don't keep poking us. If I shut up, don't keep, what are you doing? I shut up for a reason. I hung the phone up for a reason, because I know where it's going to go. So let it go, and we can come back and revisit it again or whatever. But don't keep poking shit. We can't, both parties got to stop, men and women.
Right. That's what I was about to say. It does go both ways.
It goes both ways, triple ways, 4 ways. It goes 1,000 ways. It goes, gotta stop. We got to stop harming each other. We got to stop putting ourselves in these positions to where we harming the people that we quote unquote say we love.
Right.
And that's not just hitting. That's emotional, physical, spiritual, and emotional abuse.
I just want to ask, do people have that thought, like when they reach out to somebody, like to swing on them or whatever, do they even think about, well, once I swing, it can come back to me? do they even think about that, or they just swing?
I don't think so. Just swing.
Just swing on me. Yeah.
I think at that point in time, the emotions are so bubbling over that if it comes to that point, that it is that there's no thought behind it. You know what I mean? And that's the most dangerous place to be, when you don't have control over your whole mind, even at that point in time. You know what I mean? That's when it becomes very dangerous, because you don't think about it, and so you don't know what's going to come on the other end of that. You know what I mean? And therefore, like, you're in a crazy dangerous space at that point in time, because you're losing control over everything. You have no control, and therefore your actions can be just about anything, and the reactions can just be even worse. So it's not a good place to be in.
Yeah.
Get some understanding, people. Get some control in your emotions. You know, we ain't teens no more, man. That's all I mean. It's not even excusable when you're young, but I get it. I understand it. So, you know, as you age, you got to kind of start figuring life out, I guess is what I'm trying to say. At some point, you got to start figuring this shit out, you know, to elevate and move forward.
And I think too, people need to really honestly hone in on their weak points in communicating, because I feel like sometimes when there's weak points in communication, that leads to, situations and things that happen that could be avoided. You know what I mean? I think people really feel like, oh, well, I'm the best communicator. I always, do this. I'll let you do this. And they don't really break down how they're communicating, how it's affecting the other person. You know what I mean? So I think that's important too.
All right, now what's up, man? What's the matter? You got 3 windows open over here. What's happening?
Couldn't find the other one, so I had to come back.
Does anybody have any last thoughts on this? I'll go through some of the comments before we move on to ideology, but it's a shit starter night, so I hope everybody's prepared. I'm just saying. Diana said truthfulness, respect, and loyalty eliminates minor things. That's true. And you got to add communication in there, though.
Yeah.
And correct communication, I would say. Correct communication. There's a lot. This Look, this one is a fighter, man. She just like she with the shits. So she said, once I swing, I'm I'm with the shits.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to play. But
I
at least Sarah, she's being honest
want
about.
I want to ask Sarah a question though. Let's go back to that last topic right there. Let's go back to her last comment right there when she said, "I must admit, once I say what I have to say, I really don't care what you have to say." Then what's the purpose of saying it then?
Because she's just trying to get her shit off. She just want to get her shit off.
But is that conducive of like positivity on both aspects? Like, are we respecting the other person if we just shooting off the shit and then just like I don't give a like that shit is toxic. We gotta let that toxicity like go. Like we want to shoot, but then when somebody come back and spray our whole block up, now I only shot one time, or I only
you ain't had to do all that. They be like, you ain't have to do all that.
Part like when is it going to just be? I'm gonna respect that person, and I want them to respect me. Like I'm just not going. It ain't gonna get weird. Like we can have a conversation. We can coexist, and we can move forward. Like all that, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I don't give a fuck what they got to do or say. It just be weird,
Right?
It's weirdness, and I'm not disrespecting. Again, I'm not critiquing the messenger. I'm critiquing the message, because a lot of people share those same sentiments. Like I'm gonna do what I want to do, and the other person just got to figure it out.
Right.
If that's the case, we should live on our own island by our own self. So we can do our own thing and not have to worry about the repercussions of what we choose to put out there and just make somebody accept.
All right, hold on now, because I want to ask Ish on that direct point. Ish, in certain instances, because we're men, do you think that we are supposed to just sit there and take it?
No, I don't. I don't feel like it's right at all. I feel like, what do you mean? Just like the hitting, or just
No,
the
just the
verbal
words,
abuse?
just the words, just the communication aspect of it, just the emotional outbursts, just the one-sidedness of it. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes the one-sidedness of it. Are we supposed when when y'all in your feelings about something? Are we supposed to just sit there and take it and not have our own feelings?
No, you're not just supposed to, because that wouldn't be fair. I mean, I'm not saying that that's not how it comes across sometimes, because especially when women are in their emotional space, it's 0 to 100 real quick. You know what I mean? But in all actuality, I feel like sometimes those emotional outbursts, we want you to reciprocate what you're feeling and to be expressive. And I think sometimes that's why it gets elevated, because
Right.
that's not happening.
That's what I'm trying to ask you. I'm trying to ask you, are you asking for, an emotional reciprocation, or are you just asking me to feel what you're saying?
I think it could be both. I think sometimes it depends on the instance. I think it can be both, but I think ultimately it's for the reciprocation. I mean, just at least in my experience. It's wanting a reciprocation to be returned. You know what I mean? Because there is a lack or a breakdown of something thereof. Like, you know what I mean? It's something that I am trying to get across to you. I'm passionate about it. I've gone through the ceiling, through the roof, and it's, the nonchalant, or, the not being responsive, or the not, giving me anything back. And then it just makes things so much worse. So I think most of the time it's us looking to pull something out of you.
But, and I agree with that, right? But are we not afforded the opportunity to move kind of in our moment? You can discuss something with somebody and you can tell them your wants and needs based upon how you feel. But isn't it a lot? Are we not afforded the opportunity to digest that and move accordingly? Or do we have to move when you say we move?
Right.
Because then it gets to be, you're only doing it because I said something, not because you actually truly want to make the change based upon how it lands on you. Right? Just think, right? We go to school, right? Your teacher gives you an assignment on Monday. They give you spelling words on Monday. You studying them spelling words because you know you got a test on Friday. You don't know them words on Tuesday. You're getting a little better on Wednesday. Thursday, you're honing your skills. So Friday, when you go take that test, you're better. So you could have told me something on Monday, but I might need 4 or 5 days, or I might need a little bit of time to process that, digest it, and move accordingly on how I can make the adjustments to make what you're saying a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So sometimes we got to slow down. Again, the word slow down means a lot, because we got to give the people, a person, an opportunity to adjust something that they weren't accustomed to adjusting at that moment, or something that wasn't on their plate or on their mind.
Mm-hmm.
But giving them the opportunity to learn from what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, I got
that.
work. Friday, I got the test. Let's ace it on Friday, but I still need that 4-day swing or that 3.5-day swing to learn what I need to process and get right and ready come Friday. And I think that's where we lack the opportunity to afford that person that opportunity to move. Now, y'all may say, I talked to them on blue in the face. Not everybody get it like you want them to get it.
Right.
Just think, your man could have said something to you that you ain't get right then and there, but you got it at some point. You got to get them opportunity too. We all learn a different way. We don't all learn the same. And again, it's about your message too. Giving that person enough information how they learn. They don't learn how you learn. They learn how they learn. So give an opportunity. If it's meant to be, it's going to be. And if it's not, we know. Right? And then sometimes somebody might have an epiphany. Damn, I fucked up. Damn, I should have did this. Or damn, now that I see the error in my ways, I'm willing to correct those. I'm willing to go into this now because I see what you was talking about. I see the error in my ways. I see the adjustments that I need to make, or I need to focus on, or tighten up a little bit in order to make this right for us. Because now I'm without you, and it's hurting me like hell.
No, I want to stay right there, because where you're at is a place where that hurt person is just looking for you to correct, whatever it is that you did to hurt them. And they can't even hear you or understand, what's going on that side. Once you hurt them, they're only looking for, are you going to correct this, or are you going to continue doing it? And that's where the translation gets lost.
Right.
So what happened? What about those that
Hold on now. What you saying, Ish?
No, but I was saying, and two, to piggyback off of T and off of what Nell said too, I feel like, Nell, you're absolutely right. People have to process things and, and respond in a timely manner that is good for them after they thought about it, after they've, taken in what is being said, right? But, the shutting down and the walking away without expressing, hey, I need some time to process it. The shun is a little bit different than, receiving it, and you're communicating to me that you need the time and the space to do just that. It is the times where there is just like, man, I'm fuck it. Like, you know what I mean? And
all right, hold on, Ish. So even if I tell you that, don't y'all sometimes still take that as a shun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not saying, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes that does happen, but I feel like an emotionally mature person will be open and receptive to that. And that sometimes is important, because for some individuals it can truly make or break a situation as far as the responsiveness to it. So I think that's so important. Whether the person may receive it the proper way or not, I feel like it should be said anyway.
Right.
So my question, this is a legitimate question. This is a question for Ish, T, and also the audience. How do you get back those that has walked away, but you see the error in your ways and you want to correct those, and you're willing and you want to take every step that you need to take in order to facilitate that getting better so that doesn't happen again? What are some of those steps? What can you do to show yourself? I mean, not just show yourself, but show that other party that they prematurely walked away. And yeah, you might have got it and it took so long to get, but you got it. and you're willing to do it because you love them.
No, ain't that like baby please, Tom?
I, oh, I
Baby,
guess so.
baby.
I guess so. As baby, please. But sometimes, depending on the
If she's open to it, is what you're saying.
not even open to it, but if it depends on the heart, how emotionally attached you are and how much in love you are with that person, how you're willing to do anything that you can to make it work.
Right.
I think chances or a conversation should be had so a person can see the growth. Because sometimes we write people off prematurely.
All the time, not sometimes.
Not yet, not all. Yeah, majority of the time we write people off prematurely when, in all actuality, they just needed a time or they needed an opportunity to see from. They needed to look down into the glass and actually see them the error in their ways, or to figure it out, and then they figured it out and they're willing to move accordingly.
I mean, sometimes you don't know. Like that's an area where you just don't know. Like it could take years. Sometimes that could take years for somebody to forgive you, and then y'all might could still get back, after years. So you never know, the levels of, how that's going to sway. You never know when the man or woman when they're going to be forgiven. You never know, how that looks. You just have to, if you want to be in it, you just have to be in it.
Yeah.
Right.
So many people have that question. It's so many people that's out here fighting for the respect of others, or to see that the growth is there, or to see exactly what you've been telling them to do has been achieved. So it is what it is. Just asking. You posted something. You put up something that Belinda said, right? Actions speak louder than words. What truly are actions?
What you mean now? What you say?
That actions speak louder than words. And my question was, what are what truly are actions?
Change behavior.
No, but you do something, right? Based upon somebody saying something and you just doing it for the moment.
Right. So that's why I was saying you don't know. You never know if it's genuine. You don't know all the time. That's just something that if you're in it, you just have to be in it, and then you'll see, or you'll be able to feel if it's genuine. That's just time. I think that's just time.
Yeah. And going through the motions of it.
Right.
Good topic. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. You know why? Because nobody.
I told you that was my shit.
You know why? The topic is because nobody is taking the stance of, oh, it's the woman's fault or it's the man's fault. It's everybody's fault. It's equal. It's equal. It's equal trepidation in this. Like everybody got their shit, and it's like, how do we fix it? How do we get on one accord to where we both moving in unison, or we move into a point where we appease our mate? Because we're never going to truly move in unison. We're going to move in a situation where our mate is comfortable with our actions.
I think it's possible to move in unison.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible.
I think it's possible to move in unison, but for the most part, it is going to be one-sided.
And a woman controls that side?
Basically.
Basically. No.
Basically. Basically.
Pretty much.
Basically, it's like I gotta do what I gotta do.
Again, this ain't that. It ain't about Nell. It's just asking questions on a broad range. But she said, Nell, if she loves you like you love her, she will forgive you. And we hopefully that's the case, right? Hopefully that's the case, and hopefully they haven't got to a point where enough is enough and they moved on.
Right.
We would hope that the love is still there, and that the love is still there that will allow them to see your true love for them as well. So
yeah, the first part of that is being honest with yourself.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times people are not honest with themselves about how they feel about that person.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that could get kind of crazy sometimes. People are like, I don't really know what space I'm in or how I'm feeling. And a lot of people don't take time to remove themselves from the situation to really get their thoughts and their mind together to understand and know exactly what it is that they're feeling, and they keep existing in it, and then the problems continue to happen. So, we got to start looking at ourselves too.
Thanks.
Big time.
What's up, people? Are y'all ready?
Get it.
Oh, shit.
All right, it's ideology time, and I need to explain this, in a certain way. So this was a question that came from, a female friend of mine that we do, certain business together or whatever. So she was asking me like, it's hard out here for, single successful women who have themselves together, who don't need you for your money. She's like, it's hard for her to find a guy who can't impress her by what he can do for her financially. So the question and ideology is, do y'all really believe that men are intimidated by successful women?
Fuck no.
That's what they really believe out here. No, I promise you. I promise you. What's up, Ish?
I say no. I say no. I think, men are strong and confident enough to be able to come into the presence of a woman who is holding down her own and be cool. Be cool. I don't think at all that men are intimidated or steer away from a woman who's got it together.
So Ish, so let me ask you this, Ish. So do you think that it's hard for men who don't have anything else to offer?
Yes, I would agree there to a certain extent. I feel like because if I feel like there is going to come a point in time where he's going to feel demasculated in some areas, and so then that creates a problem
But,
because
but
the
why?
problem
But
with
why? Why is that a thought? Like, why do y'all feel like we feel demasculated in those areas? Why do y'all think like that?
well, it's not necessarily a thought automatically. I don't know what. I apologize if y'all hear this man banging and screaming
You
outside.
good?
Jesus, domestic disputes going on. I don't know what's happening over here. This is supposed to be a good neighborhood, but anyway, anyway, no, it's not a thought offhand. I think it's something that is evolved and eventually shown to you at some point throughout the relationship or the situation that there are
No, I
times
told
where
you.
he's having issues with himself. You know, most
This is a
women
real thing that's going on out here now.
I know. And I will say this. Honestly, honest to God, to be truthful, I think you have some men who are honestly intimidated by a woman's success, right? Some. A mature man, not so much.
right.
Strong build, strong, hardworking man, not so much. A man who has his shit intact, not so much. It's not a bother to them. But you have a lot of people out here. You have a lot of men out here who struggle with the terms of a woman being a little bit more successful than he is, or
Right.
have more to offer than he does. It makes him feel less of a man, demasculated, as you said, T, because they feel like they have nothing else to offer this woman who already has her shit together, but just some wee wee,
Mhm.
right? And that's when it comes. That's when you have to step up as a man and understand your position and get your shit in order.
All right, hold on now. Hold on now. Can this also be where the successful woman is looking at the man like, but I don't really need you.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying many shows ago. I want a woman who doesn't need me. I want a woman to look at me and say, "No, I don't need you for shit. I want you." Because what that means is, regardless of if I'm in her life or not, she gonna still be able to hold it down, right? And it doesn't have to do with anything about being strong or independent. It all has to do with the very thing of being able to take care of yourself in
Fact.
any way possible. Not needing a man or hinging your existence on because you have a man.
All right, hold now. East, here it is. Here the fucking go right here. So, is it easier or simpler for y'all to dismiss this motherfucker when you don't need him?
Well, I say yes. I said yes, but I feel like too, a woman who can hold her own, even for a man who is providing for her, still can easily walk away as well. But I will say it's easier when you don't need him for sure.
All right, so let's stay there.
Right.
A woman can do that with ease, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she'll be looked upon as, girl, you strong. Girl, you got your shit in order. But if flip that, and let's say a man left
Had
this
those,
woman
had those same standards. Had those same standards.
walked away because of those same standards, is he less than himself?
No.
But we are.
Right.
But we are. And you say no, but we
But
are.
why?
Why? Because if a
Yeah.
man walks away from a woman, then he was a player. He wasn't interested. He was playing games. He was bullshit.
That's
He was
bullshit.
No, not only that. Not only that. It's a thing of you're
No,
gonna
I get
hear.
what you say.
Look, you're gonna hear. Look, no, you're gonna hear more women say, "He's not on my level," than you hear a man say, "A
yeah,
woman's not on his level."
absolutely. But if a man walks away from a woman, regardless if it didn't work, or he not interested no more, or whatever the case may be, he's going to get persecuted.
Right.
Yeah,
He's
but
not
I don't think
involved
that's
of,
okay.
it just didn't work out. He's going to get talked about crazily on social media posts. He's gonna get talked about crazy in these girlfriend meetings and all this shit like that. He ain't gonna be shit. Oh,
Yeah, but I think that's where people need to stand in a truth now. See, that's the problem. People don't stand in a truth, and
exactly.
they don't just take into consideration of the faults that they may play. And everything ain't for everybody, and every connection may not be the lifelong connection. You know what I mean? Understanding that people want different things, or may want to walk away and realign themselves with something better, or something might not be working for them, it's a little toxic or whatever. You got to stand in your truth. So
Right.
if Nell was to stand in his truth and to say, listen, this is just not working for me, blah 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 blah, you should be afforded that without being persecuted, as you said. Like, I just
So,
don't think that's fair, and vice versa.
so what I
Like, a
do want
woman
to
should
say,
go for
for the successful women who think that men are intimidated, I wouldn't use the word intimidated. I would flip that too and say it's just easier for men to mess with women that's not as successful. That's just an easier thing. Like,
not for me. I
not for you,
well,
not,
is it
not for you. I'm speaking in general now.
oh,
I'm speaking in
oh
general.
I can't mess with an unsuccessful woman.
Right.
That ain't my twist.
Right.
but
I'm speaking in general for the guy
Oh, okay.
who, like I said earlier, who that's all he has to offer. I'm
Mm.
speaking for that guy. That's all he has to offer. It's easier for him to move around,
Mm.
and navigate because he can use his money to do different things.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like some of the men that are intimidated by successful women are intimidated because she brings like a masculine energy, like, even though she is making,
Sometimes because a lot of successful women are super masculine.
mm,
So that could be a factor.
right,
Yeah, that could be a factor.
right.
Give me success.
I'm with the success too, but
Like give me some kind of strength. I don't want no weak woman. I just can't. I don't want nobody who just is going to rely on me for everything. To be the provider, the protector, the sex maven.
No. It's variables in it, no, because it's like sometimes the man might feel like he can't match up to that success.
Yeah.
Sometimes the man might feel like she doesn't have enough time for him. There's different variables in it.
Yeah.
But I just wouldn't use the word intimidate.
Yeah, and I didn't say, like,
Right.
if I had a woman that was more successful, quote unquote, than me, I'm gonna support that. I'm not going to be jealous. I'm not going to be envious. I'm not going to be intimidated. I'm gonna support the success because ultimately it's going to benefit both of us.
Correct.
Right? And situations kind of lend itself when you see a person. Like, I'm a studier of people. My energies come from certain being around successful people, smart people,
Right.
who make moves, because I can grow off of that. So now I'm seeing my lady hustle hard, however she hustling, however she get it, and I'm like, damn, that shit's sexy. Not only sexy, but is bringing something to the table that's going to benefit us. Let me go out here and match that energy now. Let me go out here and triple that energy or match that energy, because I need to give her something to be able to be proud of.
But no, that's what I'm trying to ask you. We do know a lot of guys that they feel inferior around women that make more money than them.
Yeah, absolutely. Or they'll take the back row, or they'll take the back seat, and they'll feel less of themselves because of it. Right. But at the end of the day, it's all about you within yourself, your resolve too.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was about to
match up with that and say how you can use that to a benefit, not leeching off of it, but how you can use that to grow yourself and now put yourself in many positions.
But also, I want to ask Ish, in the general sense, in the social world, aren't men frowned upon that make less than a woman?
Yeah, and it's weird because not all women need a man next to them that, you know what I mean, makes more than them or even equal. Like, I don't think we're designed that way. Like, if we love you and you show us love and reciprocate that, we're good, regardless to how much you make, if you make less than me or not. But I think that it is frowned upon for some people because it's just, you're going to provide for me. That's the mentality. So how can you provide for me if you don't even make as much as me? You know what I mean? So there are a lot of people who feel that way.
What's wrong, Nell?
Their agenda. Those individuals.
Shorty made more than me. Shit, I like nice shit. So make it for me, please. Let's go to the Louis Vuitton store.
Hold on. Now, would that look different if she made more money than you and she belittled you?
What? This Nell you're talking to here.
I'm asking a question, brother.
I know, and I mean, no way, no how, regardless of how much she makes, will anyone belittle me. I still have morals, values, and respect.
Right, but what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, in the general sense, which y'all might consider intimidation, is y'all might be belittling these people.
That's where it's going. Yeah, that's true. Because some people get this air of themselves when they are quote unquote highly successful and think they can portray that on someone who's lesser than themselves.
Right.
But that's a flaw of theirs, because people prey on that type of shit where they'll get somebody less than who they think and control that. Like who said it? And Lady B said it. A man ain't intimidated by nothing, and she's right. The man should have been in capital letters. A man is not intimidated by nothing. A boy,
I can't agree with that.
A boy.
I can't agree with that, because I'm not going to just call you a boy because you're intimidated.
So if you're intimidated by somebody's success, are you confident within yourself? Are you a confident man by being intimidated by somebody else's success?
That's a slippery slope, man. Because
can you call yourself a man by being intimidated by somebody else?
Everybody not confident like us, Nell, is what I'm trying to say.
But we men, T.
Right. So, but I'm not going to say that they're not men because they don't have a lot of confidence. Because they don't have a lot of self-confidence. I'm not going to say that they're not men.
But at the end of the day, can you call yourself a man if you're being intimidated by somebody else's success, especially if it's your woman? Go out there, hustle, and make it too.
I mean, I wouldn't call him a man, but I'm not going to call him a boy either, though.
Okay.
I just feel like when there's a confidence in knowing, even if the individual is making more than you, I feel like that it'll never show. If you have a confidence, if you have issues within yourself and you're battling something, you man or not.
Look who's in the chat, everybody. What's up, KD? Look at Nell face.
What's up, KD? Miss you.
What's up, Katie? No, Diana had a question that I wanted to see though. Diana said, "Is all success measured by money?" I guess.
No, not at all.
No.
No, it's not only. It's not only measured by
Only,
money.
not only measure. Yeah, money.
It's not. It's not
Part.
only measured by money,
Yeah,
but that's a part of it.
it's a part.
Right. I guess it circles around to it in some kind of way.
Yes, somehow it comes back to it, but it ain't always measured
It
by.
ain't always measured.
Measured by a number of different things, but it plays a big part in it as well.
Right.
Outlook, Lady B is saying, "Who wants to be successful?" I don't think people want to be successful by themselves, but I think that they don't realize when they're belittling people.
No one wants to be successful by themselves, but then too, the successful ones know how to be by themselves.
Right.
They know how to make moves because they've made a lot of moves based upon themselves.
I agree.
Exactly, especially, you know, as men, we had to hustle and bustle from the start by ourselves and had to have people that we loved leave us because we chose a path that was going to put us in a position to be
That's that's my question, though. So, is the successful woman doing that too?
I don't think she's caring. I think she just
That's
don't.
what I'm saying. She's putting herself in a position where she's not even probably thinking about a man, in the facets that she should. Like she's so focused on being successful that she's not even open to it. Like,
and a lot of the time she gets
Right.
praised. She'll get praised. She'll be looked upon as being a strong woman. She chose the successful route over SNF. She chose she chose to put all that dumb shit aside and go about and getting hers and whatever. On the other hand, if we do it and we choose the opportunity to be successful or choosing that path traveled, that we alienate those that are in our paths or whatever we want, or we choose that success over whatever we looked upon as being heartless and not having time and being emotionalist and things like that, when it's not the case. So it's a slippery slope that we all travel down, but it's also it should be a slope that we travel together if we truly are entwined with each other and say we love each other.
Right.
So I guess her overall question to me was, what is she supposed to do when she just keeps running into these guys that's all they have to offer?
I mean, I would say that it's definitely, she's going to find someone. She's going to come across someone. It's just all a matter of timing. I think right now the things are just crazy in life in general. You know what I mean? We was talking about inflation. We was talking about, the economy. We just talk. There's just so many different changes and things happening right now. And, people are just not all on their square. So I think, maybe eventually, the timing will be right and somebody will come into her life that's going to be accepting of that.
Look at this. Look at this one now. No, look at this one.
I think what we do. You have a nice avatar. I like the Cowboys logo. Nice, don't say nothing else. I think what we do a lot of the times is we put ourselves in comfortable situations. Just think, when we go apply for jobs, right? We go apply and we get a job and we may hate it. Oh, I hate this job. It ain't paying me enough. I hate it. But we put ourselves in a repetitive motion that we always get in these certain kind of jobs because we're afraid to take that step forward in something that's going to challenge us. So we put ourselves in these comfortable positions and we live in these comfortable positions, but we hate it. We got to step outside of ourselves and start applying for these jobs that are going to push us, that are going to give us new opportunities and give us higher wages. And that's what you do when you're trying to get out of those doldrums of, I keep attracting the same shit, because you're applying for the same shit. Right. Now, step outside of that same shit and you go reach for higher heights and put yourself in the position of uncomfortability, then you start attracting different type of shit coming at you. Now, what you're doing is you're setting yourself up to now see something different, experience something different, and test your mental fortitude and show you, damn, all it did was take an opportunity or a chance, and now look at me. All I had to do was step out there on faith or on blind faith, and I now got what I'm looking for. that's what we do. We get comfortable within ourselves, and we start applying for these jobs that are comfortable, and never put ourselves in a position where we have to be out of our comfort zone and think. And now once you start doing that, you see different, better results. You start coming around different kind of people.
All right, hold on now. I want to stay right there. So there is a point of this where you become so successful that your options become limited. So now you have these high standards and you want more from the person, whoever you're targeting, whoever you want as a partner. So now your options, lessen.
I come from the mud. So I come from the mud, and I said it to say, I came from nothing and I got myself to this point. I also got to do diligence to bring up somebody else as well. Right? So I'm bringing.
No, they don't think in that way. No, that's why I'm trying to stay right here.
The thing, I'm gonna let action show that shit. I'm gonna be hard on them. I only know one way. Like people that my presence, I've been in their life. My presence has only offered them an opportunity to step up. And now that we're apart, they can see the greatness that was in me to say, yo, that nigga pushed me to be better.
They don't care about none of that. I need to ask both of y'all. Listen, I need to ask both of y'all. Hold on. I need to ask both of y'all. Listen, she is successful now. Now she don't want the broke nigga. She don't want the halfway got some money nigga. She want the nigga that's on her level or above her. So now it's a smaller percentage of these guys around. So now what is she supposed to do?
Go get a toy from Raw Honey.
Well, too, I feel like too is it has to be a balance needs to be found between the feminine and the masculine energy, because I think the masculine energy would have a woman to believe that she has to fit in those confines of a man, meaning he has to make more money or equal or more or whatever, and it doesn't give an opportunity for true love that may come in a package that's not exactly that, where he has a dream and a vision, and she can help him put that into place and bring him into that.
That's what I'm saying. She don't got time for that. She don't got time for that.
Right, but that's
she's
what I'm
successful,
saying.
and she wants somebody who's as successful as her or more. Now the numbers say when that comes to men, it's only about 15% of men that are this kind of successful. So you have to know that your options are limited, is what I'm trying to get to, numbers wise.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, but then we limit ourselves. But that's us limiting ourselves.
Come holler.
You know what I mean? That's us limiting ourselves.
Okay.
And if that's the case, and if we're limiting ourselves, then we have to find a happy place for us where we're comfortable to be able to expand and open up our minds to, love in a different fashion sometimes.
Absolutely.
Mr. Ruffle. KD wants to talk to you now.
What she said, Katie said, I don't mind my man show his potential sometime and take a push from a strong partner to have faith in a person to show them what they really hold inside of themselves. I agree. KD, you should be on the show right now, KD. Like, I'm confused.
This is the point that I was trying to get to, though, y'all.
Right.
They stuck out here.
They stuck. Yeah, they stuck.
They out here stuck like Chuck, man.
Eat Chuck.
They out here stuck like Chuck, man. It's a sad time for them, man.
Yeah. Gotta find a healthy balance. Gotta find a healthy balance. Because if not, you cutting your own self off at the hip.
All right, so as we wrap this up, I have one last question for the ladies, because I was watching this podcast probably a week ago, and this one particular question kind of pissed me off. So it's 4 or 5 ladies. No, you don't have to say anything on this. It's 4 or 5 ladies on this panel, right? And one of the ladies posed this question: would you rather take a nice check or a great sexual weekend with your man? And every single lady on the panel said, give me the nice check. So, ladies in the chat, and you, Ish, would you rather have a nice check or a great sex weekend with your man?
I don't know why y'all even asked me this. I don't even know why y'all asked me this. Y'all already know
all these ladies who are successful women, and they all said, give me the check. And they already got money. They already got money, Ish. And they all still said, give me the check. So let me know in the chat.
Yeah, I'm all about physical interaction.
Look at this one, y'all.
I mean, listen, I'm all about the physical interaction. Give me some loving. I want to go on this sex weekend. Let's see what we can get into. Let's see what we can tap into, physically to connect a little bit better so that when we get back, we can make more checks. Like,
and fuck off.
No. My question was, if you already got money, or you're already, even if you don't have the money, if you're already building, what you trying to buy? I just need to know what people trying to buy. Just let me know. I need to know the list of the shit that these people that's always choosing and chasing money. I just want to know what y'all trying to buy. Can y'all tell me what y'all trying to buy?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
I'm telling you,
physical intimacy and connection is more important to me.
I'm telling mom, go get that check, and then next week we gonna go fuck. Get that money. We can do that when you come back.
Renee, you can't say no comment. You gotta pick a side. It sounded like check for me. It sounded like she wanted to say check.
And I mean, some people could be saying, I want the check because, they man ain't that popping anyway. So,
but that's what I'm saying. Why are you with somebody that ain't that popping for you? If they don't do it for you, why you with them?
Right.
I don't get that.
This is true. Because, I mean,
Darn, now what?
Maybe for other reasons outside of the sex, I can't see it though.
It's rough out here, man.
Some things are just need to be a given.
But it ain't.
I know.
They need to be given, but it ain't. Look at this one, man. That's what they doing. This is the end game. This is the end game, man. They don't even need us no more. No, they bought the check and the toy and they straight. I told you.
Hold up. I'm starting to believe she home with the toy right now.
Nigga, that's not even a question. That's an absolute fact.
I'm sure. The reason why she not up here with us is because she at home with the toy.
That's an absolute fact. That's not even a question. That's an absolute fact.
What?
Yeah, everybody give their answer in the chat. Are y'all taking a check or y'all taking the weekend? Let me know in the chat. Let me see what's going on over there, man. Because I seen a lot of the ladies is capping, saying that they would take their man, because I see more people in real life that would take the check.
That checked out. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's what I say.
Oh boy.
Give me that physical. Shit, I'm gonna rock his world all fucking weekend.
That's what I see.
Give me that.
What's up, man? You ready?
When I get back.
It's been a bad weekend for both of us, man. You ready?
I don't even got time. I'm gonna tell you. The press compressed. Ladies and gentlemen. I seen the play because I'm watching it. The play didn't make no sense. I'm watching it. Leave me alone, please. You got me at 9:00. That's when I talk to y'all. But this is going in 60 seconds with Nell. Hopefully y'all team. If they played today, if they wasn't on the bar, they got to win. Start off with the early game, the 9:00 to 9:30 game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Seattle Seahawks in Germany 21-16. The Vikings came back in overtime to beat the Bills 33-30 on an interception. The Lions beat the Bears 31-30. The Tennessee Titans improved to 6-3 with a 17-10 win over the Denver Broncos. The Kansas City Chiefs beat up on the Jacksonville Jaguars 27-17. The real deal, I'm gonna call them that. The real deal Miami Dolphins beat up on T's team today 39-7.
Damn, why you gotta say it like that? All this emphasis on the real deal. What the fuck?
The real deal Miami Dolphins beat up on the Cleveland Browns, but the Cleveland Browns have some reinforcements coming in 2 weeks. Deshaun Watson will be back from his 13-game suspension in 2 weeks. So be on the lookout for the Browns.
Thank you, dear little sweet baby Jesus. Thank you.
The New York Giants beat the Texans 24-16. In tonight's game, the 49ers are leading the Chargers 22-16, and my Dallas Cowboys lost.
Hold the fuck on. Give that the same fucking energy, and also say that y'all was winning this game easily. Give that the same fucking energy.
The Dallas Cowboys lost. No, the stupid. I can't call my team stupid. But the crazy Dallas Cowboys lost today. The Green Bay Packers. They let the Green Bay Packers come back and beat them in overtime, 31-28, on a lot of dumb mistakes, a lot of dumb penalties, a lot of dumb turnovers. So
crazy, dog.
Cowboys lost. Tomorrow's night game is got you got the Eagles,
the fucking green team, man.
The 7-8-0. I don't even know their record. 8-0.
8-0.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Look, it's the green team versus a team with no name. It's like, who is playing tomorrow?
This will be an easy win. 9-0, baby.
There's tomorrow. To finish out week.
Listen though, Ish. This is the overall consensus right here. This is the overall consensus right here.
Depends how much the check is.
Right. I see it. So I don't know. That money don't. I don't know. That money,
Also,
need a little work.
Also, under the Going in 60 Seconds.
Check.
If you haven't checked it out, check out Game 7. It comes on every Thursday at 7 p.m. That's where they got all the live exclusive content on the basketball season. You can catch all different kind of commentary, jokes, laughs, heated debates. You want to see who the best power forward, small forward, shooting guards in the history of the NBA. And you're going to hear them talk about different stories.
This is a major debate this week. Is it D-Wade or AI? That's the Game 7 major debate on Thursday.
D-Wade or AI?
Easy.
That's what it is, man.
That's a real big debate because both of them was amazing. D-Wade got championships. Iverson got the image and swag, the persona that comes along with being AI. Unfortunately, he never won an NBA championship, so that's where it gets crazy for me. But AI was such influential, but D-Wade changed the shooting guard game. He took it over. He showed them what it was to be a 4-year player coming out of Marquette and balling in the NBA, a certified Hall of Famer, definitely a part of the top 75 team.
So check that out on Thursday at 7 p.m. Game 7, and we'll be back on Wednesday for you already know, man. Taylor made kicks, man.
He did. Taylor made kicks.
Taylor made kicks. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah,
75.
75.
Come outside. No, come outside, man. Come outside for Taylor made kicks, man.
Absolutely. Like we said before, we want to see Helen. No, we had Helen on the show. We want to see Barb. We want to see Diana. We want to see whoever got something going on. D-Wade, hands down. I took the basketball game to see D-Wade play.
I heard you was kind of upset and talking trash about D-Wade. That's what I heard.
I'm not going to take him and then talk good shit about the man. think we
So that'll be a interesting debate on
lost
Thursday.
that night too.
That's gonna be a good one.
Well, I think Wade was playing. I don't even think he was playing with the Heat at the time. I think he was playing with the Chicago Bulls at the time. If I'm not mistaken. He might have been with the Heat. I can't remember, but D Wade been on a couple teams so far, but definitely.
That's shady. That's shady. That with the shit that he's doing right there, that's shady.
Shady business now.
Hold on, like Iverson ain't been on a couple teams.
Right, that's what I was about to say. Well, Iverson has too,
One.
right?
Yeah.
That's another one.
2-3-10.
I can't. Game 7 on Thursday, man. Any last words, people? What's up?
Good lineup this week, y'all.
What's up, man? Shout out to Katie in the comments.
Shout out to Katie. I think she was resurrected. Her doctor's found a cure.
Doctor found a cure.
Because believe it or not, y'all don't even know the prep that we talked about on Thursday. We was coming on here. We was gonna have a funeral tonight.
No, nigga, I did have a funeral. Did you hear my song,
bro? I don't. Oh, see, I dressed up. I had a veil on. I was literally going to a service. I say, I know what. Never mind. But we hurry up back.
Yes.
I think she owe us some money. Like, I think she should pay all of us a check from this. Like, her paycheck from this.
It's literally screaming like, I'm not injured, but I'm not playing tonight, y'all. that's what it's screaming like. That's what it's screaming like.
I'm not injured, playing.
Yeah, I'm not injured, but I'm not playing tonight, y'all.
I'm gonna talk my shit.
Yeah, that's what it's screaming, man.
Yeah, I'm glad it's short, and we'll see you next week.
Don't forget, Uncensored Minds merchandise is definitely in the building. You want to get your
tape? Look, no, you could get a shirt with the tape on it too.
This way, you can move it to whoever you feel as though you.
Don't move it to my damn name. It'll be my damn name they cover up. But yo, Uncensored Minds merch is definitely in the building. Game 7 merch is definitely in the building. Telemade Kicks is definitely in the buildings. Go get your merch. We definitely got it for you. We got all types of stuff. So shout out to everybody else out there. Go see that Black Panther movie. Let's go support our own. Let's like it, share it, tweet it, everything, man. Go out there and support that Black Panther movie. That movie is an incredible movie. You will not be disappointed. And even if you're disappointed still, let's go out there and support our young Black brothers and sisters who showed out and performed in that movie.
I might actually go to the movie and see it.
Yeah, man.
I still didn't see the first. I guess I gotta watch the first one, right?
Yeah,
right?
please.
First one.
Please do before you go.
I'm gonna watch the first one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch the first one. It's all right. I'm gonna watch the first one.
Even Tara's upset. You got fans, KD. Bring your butt back, KD. Going to go see it Thanksgiving. That's in 8 weeks.
Yeah, goddamn.
The movie gonna be at the movie theater by then.
Thanksgiving is next week. Cut it.
Is it
no, Thanksgiving like 2 weeks away.
No, Thanksgiving is next week.
Next day. Huh?
All right, it's this week. No, it's this week.
We gotta get through this weekend. It's next week.
We gotta get through this week first.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's next week.
Next
but
Thursday?
This week just
started. Well, okay. This week first, and then the following. Right. Okay, I'm sorry, my bad.
This week has only just started.
But technically, in 15 minutes, it's Monday, so it'll be next week. See?
All right. So, technically, are we having the Game 7 on Thanksgiving Day?
I'll have to discuss that with my brother, but I don't take off. I don't care. I don't take off for holidays. I'm grown, and my kids is grown, so I don't take off for holidays. So I'll have to talk to my brother and see if he'll be allowed outside. That'll be a conversation. We'll see.
Absolutely. Don't go on your fire stick. Go to the movies and support that movie. Let's make it big.
Mm-hmm.
Helen says she wanted a shirt with a red tape. Who name you want the tape over, Helen? Who name you want the tape over, Helen?
Helen, speak now or whoever hold your peace. Who you want to cover? Be covered. See name?
Right. It could be my name. I'm not mad at that.
So you want a shirt with the red tape covering who name? So y'all.
Angelia said, "Are we doing a show on Christmas?" Yes, we fucking grown up. Like,
Yeah.
we ain't waking up no little babies for Christmas morning and that. Like, what's the problem?
If I don't get no Christmas present, I'm gonna be a hot ass on that show on that Christmas Sunday. I'm warning y'all.
I don't understand all these.
Christmas is on a Sunday. If I don't, and we go live 9:00. If I don't have a Christmas gift, I'm going to trip.
You gonna wild out?
Yep. I want a little Christmas gift. Like, you know what I mean, I deserve a Christmas gift.
I definitely deserve a Christmas gift, man.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to people that really, really tune into what we talk about on Wednesday. I gotta say this. Shout out to y'all. I had so many people hit me up this week showing me boots.
Facts.
They went to the store and was like, "Is these the boots?" No.
Facts. Facts.
Oh,
facts.
So many people hit me up. That is love. That's when you know we making an impact. We making a mark. People is listening. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. Yes, they are the boots. 9.5. Yes, they are the boots. Now, how many pair can you have? 10 if I can. I don't care. But yes, they're the boots. Got y'all looking out there. Thank y'all for keeping us
Look,
on.
Hold on now, because I need to see what Angela's talking about. She's talking about she waking up her babe for Christmas. That's Christmas morning. What the fuck are you doing Christmas night?
Not my babe.
What day does Christmas fall on? Is it Christmas Eve on Sunday, or is that Christmas Day?
Christmas Eve is Saturday night into Sunday.
That's what I'm saying. It's Sunday, Christmas Day. What the fuck?
Right.
Wake your babe up and y'all can watch us though.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck are we doing?
Watch us. We don't. Shit, tell them that's what y'all doing. This is
Hold on, now you getting gifts.
Yes. No, they said they don't want you hot. They don't want you upset or bothered. Nothing.
Thank you.
Getting gifts now. Getting gifts, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all for kicking it.
Nobody's name does she want? Like, where you want the tape at, there, Helen? Over the Uncensored Mind, man.
I can't.
The tape is adjustable.
It's adjustable.
Yeah, the tape is adjustable. You can move wherever you want. Around. Whoever's on the bullshit that day, you just move the tape to them.
Keep them on right there. Fuck that.
That's hilarious, man.
Again, shout out to KD and her KD Army. I felt the wrath this week. I don't want no smoke. It is. Felt the wrath. I wish I had a Nell Army like she had a KD Army, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to leave it just like that. I mean, also, I would be remiss if I didn't share this. This is a book by somebody who follows us here at Uncensored Minds. It's called Playtime with Carter and Tony. A book, a children's book. It was written and illustrated. It was written by Jennifer Pearson and illustrated by Tulip Studio. This can be found on Amazon. I posted a link on the Friday Night Lights page. I also posted on Uncensored Minds. We got to support our people and let them know that, they have our support as they're doing amazing things. So let's go out there and support things like this. This could be a stocking stuffer to a little one in your family and giving them an amazing read and something fun that looks like the people that they see and come in contact every day. Us, right? So, Playtime with Carter and Tony.
Solid. Any last words, people? Oh, y'all need to put y'all topics on the Uncensored Minds Facebook page because y'all been slacking the last week or so. So if y'all have topics that y'all want us to discuss, please put them on the Uncensored Minds Facebook page, and or you can leave comments on the YouTube videos. Continue to like and share the videos. Make sure y'all have subscribed to the channel. Make sure y'all have hit the live bell notification. And if anybody needs any Uncensored Minds merch, please hit up one of us in the chat.
That's it. I guess that's it, people. I guess that's it. What's this episode?
Everybody go out and have a wonderful week.
Episode 105, man. We're moving along.
It seemed like weeks ago now that we had our 100th show. I guess it would be weeks ago. 5 weeks.
The fuck?
5 weeks ago.
Yeah, I my bad. I'm getting old. That's what happened when you get old. Check out first the next installment of us collectively will be Wednesday at Telemate Kicks. Check us out 8 p.m. I know Rhonda's going to be in the comments. As soon as she get off of here,
I think I got a special guest coming on Wednesday.
Yeah, we already know Rhonda going to be in the comments. As soon as we get off of here, she's going to be waiting in the comments. Soon after, she's going to go right over to that show. Then Thursday we got Game 7, and then again us on Uncensored Minds 106. So maybe KD will be back. We don't know.
Thanks.
Y'all out of here, people.
All right, people. We
Have
out.
a good week, guys.